Good morning and welcome to our Thanksgiving special. I know normally at 7 p.m. we have the show and I'll replay it back then, but today I just want to thank everybody for joining us. Today's sponsors of the show are our Unstoppable Camaraderie 24-hour fundraiser for Heroes, Badges, and Warriors. We did start that on Friday night at 6 p.m., but we're continuing to go. Every dollar counts. Let's get help for our veterans with their PTSD. Like we said on the fundraiser, we went from 22 dying per suicide per day. We're up to 44. Kimberly pulled the statistic, 132 people die by suicide, including civilians. So guys, we got to really do our part and get our people some help. So you could do that by going to tinyurl.com/hope for vets to donate today. And anybody who donates in $100 increments, they get your name into the six-month Freedom Boat Club membership. So definitely, you donate $1,000, you get 10 raffle tickets. Not only is it a tax write-off, but then you can also bring your clients and your family out there. As well, we have Secrets in Depth, the book by Dr. Joseph Dottore. This book is filled with rich and detailed information on this gripping military factual thriller that shows the depth of darkness acquired after 3 decades of service. Get your book today on Amazon or Barnes & Noble. And with that, I have the distinct pleasure and honor of bringing Catherine Ledlow and her partner, Craig Ramsey, to the show. Welcome, guys.
Hi.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you.
What better way to celebrate Canadian Thanksgiving than actually having Canadians on our show? Like, seriously.
Right?
I love it. Now, Craig is in Palm Springs right now, however, boo, but that's okay. He is originally from Harrow, Ontario, for those of you that don't know where that is, or Windsor. Sorry, guys, I'm hot, and I don't know why for some reason. I'm having a hot flash. So, but
She's excited that we're on the show, right?
I think I've been going through the whole pre-menopause thing for a while now, and today it decides to really kick in. So I thank you, body. I love you. All right. So we're here because of you, not me. So Catherine, you have an amazing story before you even got to the Amazing Race Canada. So please, both of you share a little bit about yourselves first, and then we'll go into your story.
Okay, so for me, my name's Catherine Wreford Ledlow. I'm 42. I'm proud to say that I'm 42. I'm a performer. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm called the Cancer Dancer. I love life. I want to be a part of the world. That's basically my story right there.
Awesome. And Craig, what is your story?
No, let me, like a true friend of Catherine's, let me continue Catherine's story because there's so much more to it.
We'll get into my story later.
Oh, I please, I have to, Catherine. I'm Catherine's biggest fan as well. And she has overcome so many obstacles. You'll hear about that, but she's a Broadway performer. She filmed in TV. She also danced professionally with the Royal Winnipeg Ballet as a guest artist. And she's a mother of 2, and she's just the most spectacular human being, as I've said numerous times. And I will write the book. I'll help Catherine write the book. As for me, as Dorothy said, I'm from Harrow originally, which is a town near Windsor, Ontario. However, I also have a house. I'm so happy to say that I have my primary residency back in Harrow, which was put into motion during the pandemic with my American husband, dragging him to Canada. But he's not kicking and screaming. He's singing and it's so excited because
singing?
Canada's wonderful.
Singing?
Huh?
Brandon singing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's singing Canada's praises, especially with Thanksgiving. He's very grateful for the opportunity. But I've been on Broadway myself and trained ballet dancer at the Royal Winnipeg Ballet. But I also, the last 2 decades, have been a fitness expert and really think outside the box and created programs that really are inclusive for all people and motivate people to move their body. As a stretch expert and someone that is a wine enthusiast, I created Stretch and Wine Class, which is wine tasting and stretching pretty much back to back at the same time. So it's been nicknamed Drunk Fitness. But the whole point of that is to just show that you can always be conscious and should be of your health and wellness, even when you're sipping wine.
And Craig and I are going to be leading that together in the future.
Oh my gosh. So are you starting that in here when you get back?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I'm signing up for that
Yeah,
class.
it's been one of the most popular Hollywood fitness events and classes for years, especially during the pandemic. And then during the pandemic, took it to social media, and that I think was really helpful because we can all agree the pandemic has been traumatic for everyone in their own way, and a lot of people turned to substance abuse. And the messaging behind that is moderation, and to always have your health and wellness in mind when you are doing something of that nature. So Kath and I think we're going to do the combo of in person and on socials.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it. So yeah, let me know where we can find out more about this. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So back to Catherine, because Kat originally she said, "Oh yes, she shared her cancer story," because I mean, there's been several people on here sharing their cancer story and being unstoppable and all of that. And then she goes, "Oh, but let me just wait. I'll tell you that I'm actually Amazing Race Canada finalist as well." So I actually kicked my husband off the TV, which never happens. And I said, I have to watch this last episode, if nothing else, because I don't watch TV and there's always football or hockey on our TV. So I'm like, so he graciously said, okay, here it is, went to bed, and I watched it. So congratulations.
Thank you.
But before we get into that, I want to hear your story.
My cancer story?
Your cancer story, okay. Yes.
So 2013, I was graduated nursing school, had my daughter, and 5 weeks after I had my daughter, I was diagnosed with brain cancer. Thankfully, Craig and my husband had made me go see the doctor, and I had a mass this big in my head. They did an awake crainiotomy to get it out and didn't really know what it was when they took it out. They did a biopsy of it, and it was an anaplastic astrocytoma, which is one less than a glioblastoma, which will turn into a glioblastoma. They just don't know when, so they do an MRI every 3 months. So then I had radiation. I had proton therapy, which was amazing. And I had 4 different kinds of chemotherapy over the year. Wow. So we were in the States at that time. And so we knew immediately that we wanted to be back with my family here in Winnipeg. So we applied for my husband's green card, not green card, for his permanent residency status. And then exactly a year after I was diagnosed, we moved back to Winnipeg. Bought a house and moved in. And I had that year to sort of think about what I wanted to do with my life. I was given 2 to 6 years to live. I'm at 9 years now, so I'm past my expiration date. So I had that year to think about what I really wanted to do with my life. And I wanted to, 1, become an advocate, which I already was, even like the first month of after being diagnosed. And 2, do what I'm passionate about and like feel the love and joy of doing that. And that's performing. So even when I was, after my surgery, I couldn't talk, I couldn't write, I couldn't sign anything. So I took a challenge to, I like challenges. I took a challenge to audition for anything I could. So I learned lines and I showed up bald for my auditions. And just the fact that I was having to learn these lines and sing songs and be a part of that world of creating and being able to perform, even if it was just for like the auditioners, gave me hope and helped me find strength to continue. Okay. So I think that's what gave me the strength to keep going. And and I also had my children to keep going for, and they're powerful little beings, those kiddos.
Right.
So.
And I find that, and then you had your amazing friend Craig too.
And then I have
because it seems like you guys, like the vibe I get from both of you, and even on the show when I was watching it, is like you guys are like yin and yang.
we are yin and yang, but we're also just like soulmates, I guess. It's just like I don't even need to know what he's thinking to know what he's going to say. Like I feel it. I feel what he's going to do. I feel his energy. I feel his powerfulness, that he can help me by not even being in the room with me. Like right now he's helping me, and that's a powerful thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And, I truly believe that there's actually something like a higher power behind that too.
Mm-hmm.
You said not past your expiration date, but I also think that there's a plan. I mean, you are, and not only are you an advocate for cancer, like you're an advocate for just everybody not giving up, no matter what they're going through. And you're just a true testimony to all of that, and definitely, not giving up and keep pressing through. And when you said to live passionately, there are a lot of people that are alive but dead inside and just walking the streets with no passion. And here you are living proof that, you can do that no matter what.
I hadn't danced in about 8 or 9 years. And then when I decided I wanted to like perform again, I was like, get back in shape. You got to be able to kick your face. So that's what I could do still. And sing and dance. And, even like the radiation killed my voice box. So I'm like trying to like figure out a new way to sing. And, my short-term memory was gone. So I had to relearn ways of learning lines and songs and stuff. But my dancing is still in there. It still wants to come out and provide joy and hope for other people.
That is awesome. And Craig, what anything for you there that you wanted to contribute?
I'd love to add that, yes, Catherine she overcomes so much. She's always been like that. She's always loved a challenge. So when, with the whole brain cancer and tumor situation, of course, it's heartbreaking for everyone around her. But I have to say, it's even more heartbreaking to see someone that has already dedicated their whole life to overcoming challenges to then have the most severe kind of challenge you can ever imagine. There's so much that, especially the race that we'll talk about, where I see, as someone that's been Catherine's best friend for 25 years, I see challenges that shouldn't exist, that no one should have to deal with. But even like gum chewing, like you're not allowed to chew gum on any TV show because you're mic'd up and stuff. But Catherine needs it because in her treatment, right? Then they kill the
salivary glands. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she needs all of those things.
Put it in the back of my mouth.
So this win on Amazing Race is for everyone and anyone that has had any kind of obstacle or medical diagnosis or been told that they can't do something. They certainly can, and they can take a page out of Catherine's book, again, that I'll help write.
So that's too prompting. So obviously there's a story there. So obviously Craig wants you to write your book, which actually I think I kind of, in the pre-interview, I think that kind of came up where I said, oh, you should write a book about all this. And you also, mentioned something to me about London Hospital has you set up so that you wanted to also do like a fun page or something like that. If memory serves me correct, something to do with that.
That's just where the Brain Tumor Foundation, their office is.
Okay.
Yeah. So
all right.
But also in our challenge that we had in London, Ontario, we were at the Western University, and they've reached out. I think, anytime Catherine can share her story, especially medically, with professionals, is beneficial, is great. because there is so much that she is doing that can inspire people, and I think change people with the way that she tackles life with faith.
Right. Absolutely. And there's definitely, like you said, they're not doing a whole lot for the research with that. So
there's just not enough money for it. And that's why we need to raise more money.
Exactly. That's what we do here. We raise money on this show. We raise money for everybody.
Go to my Instagram page, go to my bio, click donate.
There we go. Go to Catherine's bio and click donate, because I knew there was something I just couldn't remember. Sorry.
Yeah, no, the office is in London. Yeah.
Right. Office is in London. So, to help get more funding out there, to bring more awareness to this, get more, I guess I've been saying eyes on the prize all weekend, to help more people that have brain cancer. Tim says you're so inspiring. Now, Tim has a Showing Up for Perspective Cancer show that I would love to connect you to afterward. And he was actually my co-host for the 24-hour fundraiser for our veterans. So I will definitely connect you guys with him as well.
Thank you.
So now everybody wants to know about the Amazing Race. So that's, I didn't want to step over your story, because that is powerful. And I wanted to, make sure that people were aware of that. So Amazing Race Canada. Okay. So I have to admit, I watched the last episode, but I didn't see I saw some of the clips that they had showed from prior. And I went and stopped Craig's Facebook, because I know his husband was not too happy with some of the participants on that show. So I'm like, okay, so what really happened here? We got to find out. What made you decide to do the Amazing Race anyways? What made you decide to go in?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to submit our name forward. I presented it to Catherine because we had just wrapped up being guest artists with the Royal Winnipeg Ballet in Romeo and Juliet. And I found that the challenge for Catherine, and she can correct me if I'm wrong, but the challenge of and the pressure of having to be on stage for all those people and remember the choreography, and that it does her brain well. She definitely had a road to recovery that was quite lengthy after her treatment. And then we're like, okay, so in typical Catherine style, I was like, okay, what can we do that's really going to challenge her? Oh, let's do the hardest thing that you could do coast to coast in Canada, the Amazing Race Canada. I presented it to her, and this is her reaction. Yes. Let's do it. And so
I can see her doing that. I can see her doing that.
Yeah. And she just bravely did it. And I think the biggest concern was that when we applied, because our manifestations are so strong, they always have been. We trust the universe is going to align what's appropriate for us. And we felt good about this. We felt appropriate. And so we're like, if we actually do the audition, we have to be gung-ho. We have to be ready to do it. And I think removing yourself from your family for so long, especially in Catherine's situation, being on borrowed time, was a big factor. Catherine?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. But we did manifest that we would be on the show. We didn't manifest that we would win. We manifested we would be on the show, and it happened. So I think the power of manifestation is real for Craig and myself. Yeah.
And can I clarify something? We didn't manifest the win because really we felt like getting on the show would be a win. Being able to tell Catherine's story, being able to share our relationship, especially, again, the universe really helped us. This is before pandemic.
Yeah.
And in 2020, early 2020, we were set and packed and ready to go. And then there was delays. And that was, again, heartbreaking and a challenge for us and everyone that loves Catherine because we didn't know if she'd be around. And she is, and, and we're beyond thrilled that we had that experience, but we did not put the pressure of the win on us. Of course, we talked a fun game and we played into that because it would be great to win. We're thinking, the trucks and the money, of course. But the real true win of this and the manifestation was for the longevity. And lo and behold, the universe provided for us, but Yeah.
And then we won. Ah! But that was the plan, to have, like, to be in it the whole time, to travel around Canada, to visit beautiful places, which we did,
Right.
and
To
see
challenge
everything.
Catherine.
And to challenge me with everything that happened. And we did it, and we did it together. And it's just as much my win as it is Craig's. And it's going to be a special thing to celebrate for the rest of our lives.
Absolutely. And I have no doubt you're going to see your grandkids, Catherine. I swear. There is just no doubt in my mind that. Okay, so I really hate it when doctors give us like a time frame of when we're supposed to be here.
Yeah.
My dad had cancer, and when he was first diagnosed, you have a year to 2 if you do this or whatever. And so, we made every day count, which was the great thing. And then, he was diagnosed with lung cancer, and then it did the chemo and radiation. He actually got the radiation burns. I didn't know about the gum thing, but he was always on candy.
Well, radiation on my head, right? So.
Right. His burns were like on his back. So, yeah. So, and then mysteriously it went away, and then mysteriously it came back with a vengeance, and then it overtook his body. So unfortunately he did pass away last September. But, and when I had told Catherine, I was like, when you're in that, it's like, and this may sound sick to some people, but it's like, when you have cancer, it's like you're all part of a family, because you're all in the waiting room together. You're all listening to each other's stories. You're all there. And Tim can testify to that. Tim is a 15-year leukemia survivor who is in our comments over here, and who has the show showing up perspectives on cancer. So, and it's powerful. And people don't even realize it. If you've never been in that situation, they like roll your eyes. But I honestly think, as somebody who sat in the waiting rooms and seen other cancer patients, you are so full of life. I have no doubt that you will see your grandkids.
I hope I do. That's the plan. But I am okay with not, and I have to be okay with that, because I may not. My hope is that I will, but I may not. And I have to be okay with that. And I have to enjoy the life that I have without worrying about that too much. And they may not even have grandkids. So that's up to them.
Sure.
I just want to be around these beautiful children as long as I can.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Craig, it looks like you had something to say there.
She lives in the present. Catherine and I have talked endlessly about this, and she's very brave in sharing her inner thinking and what's all behind this. And I think, as someone that wants to support her, listening is the number one important thing, but then asking questions of how I can support her properly, and I'm sure everything's individual here. But with Catherine, it's like, I knew what she didn't want to hear. I think one of the big triggers is, well, we're all going to go at some point in time. We never know when. And I think it really did us good on the race to prioritize other racers for the race, and help them really shift their energy to enjoy every moment with Catherine's story, and also our direct conversations we have about her potential death, and what she needs and wants every step along the way.
Right. And you're so blessed to have so many people in your corner, Catherine.
I am absolutely blessed. I feel so grateful. Today's Thanksgiving, so I feel extremely grateful for all my friends and family that, like, Craig's my chosen family. So my family that supports me so much.
Absolutely. We have a question here. Catherine, what has been the biggest silver lining in your cancer journey?
Well, I hate that it took the cancer to give me this opinion on life, but like to live each moment like it's your last moment, or to live your life to its fullest. Also, it gave me a whole changed my way of looking at my life, which is great. And I'm sad that it took cancer to do that, but now I feel like I can inspire other people to do that as well. So being an advocate for brain cancer is this silver lining, I guess, because I can raise money, I can talk to people, I can give keynote speeches about it and inspire others to donate to help people with brain cancer. And I feel like I'm one of the more talkative people that have brain cancer. So I think that helps me as well.
Absolutely. I just love
Can
that.
I add?
Oh,
Can I add a little something? I've heard from so many friends, female friends of mine that are mothers, that Catherine and her take on life because of her brain cancer situation is so inspiring for them to be more, to recognize that they are not just a mother, they are a wife, they are a friend, and they are powerful, and that their lives don't have to be limited to, and shouldn't be just limited to, being mom at home. Especially Catherine, in her situation, she has incredible support from her husband and from her family, where they can step in and where she can go on the amazing race with her best friend. And she should, because every single person deserves a legacy. Everyone deserves to motivate their kids by example and by doing things that challenge you and that bring you joy and happiness. And that is a well-rounded mother. She's Mother of the Year.
Yes, she is.
I love you, Craig.
I love you.
So what were some of the best moments when you were on The Amazing Race then, for both of you?
Well, I've said this before, like just spending time with Craig was like my best experience, right? It's like the whole race was great because I had Craig with me. And I think that you have to find a partner that you want to spend that amount of time with. like I got to smell his lovely farts again. I miss that. And able to like joke and laugh and have fun. And like, I think I haven't laughed so hard. I cried in years, like laughing so hard. I was like crying. I almost peed my pants because I was crying so hard.
But we also laugh about the challenges. Like this is what life is about too. When you're with your best friend, it's like some of my favorite moments are the most stressful. Now that we look back at it, like getting lost all the bloody time. But remember with the Subway challenge, like we had the Subway challenge where we had to find these fruit vegetable stands in the middle of nowhere, and we're stopping and knocking on people's door, and they're like wearing overalls, and
have you
they're
heard
like,
of the Amazing Race Canada? No.
what are you people doing here? And then we get on this gravel road where we're literally getting stuck in gravel, and we're laughing, and we're laughing about it then, and we certainly are laughing about it now. Whereas other teams, and this is what I think people can learn from us, is just enjoy it, regardless of what obstacle it is. Have fun with it. We laugh at each other all the time. I had to climb that Ferris wheel, and Catherine,
when we found out what it actually was, I just burst out laughing. I was like, he doesn't want to do this, but he doesn't have a choice.
So all of it collectively, even the stressful times now, we might not have in the moment been as relaxed and laughing about it, but we are now, and I'm glad for those.
When we look back at moments, we just laugh hilariously at them. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a comment in the back from Kimberly. She says, yes. Laughing and peeing simultaneously is the best medicine on the planet. Love it. Oh, we have another question here. Has Catherine met Tim Hoggle Sr. yet?
Yes,
also?
I have. Yes, I have.
So describe who Tim is. Yeah.
Sorry, Tim was one of the. There's Tim and Tim. They won the first Amazing Race Canada season, and Tim Senior came to my first viewing party in Winnipeg for the 9th episode, which is the one that we won. And I wouldn't tell him how we did. So he's like, I have a feeling. I'm like, you're just going to have to watch. And we've touched base after then. We're going to go for coffee next week. So yeah. I'm gonna drill him on everything.
That's actually when we had our pre-interview. I'm like, I can read people. Well, sometimes, not every time. And I'm like, she goes, well, I'd rather you wait until after you do the finale. And I'm like, oh, she's won it. I just know she's won it. There's just something in me that says there's no way that this woman lost this race.
Well, I mean, even if we had lost, we would have been just as proud.
Yes.
I mean, the money and the car and the truck are really nice, but we would have been just as proud because we got to share our story.
Awesome. Now, are you allowed to bring that truck back into Canada, Craig? Like back to Harrow?
Oh, it will be in Harrow for sure, because I'll be there for more than half of the year anyway. So what better way. Windsor, Essex County is going to see me behind that beautiful automobile. Oh yeah, and my naked photo shoot. So I threatened to do a naked photo shoot on national TV, and I think people are going to hold me to it. I don't know.
You will.
Yeah, maybe we'll do it as a fundraiser. But if people are out there willing to pay for that at 45, okay, let's do it. Anything for the cure, right, Kath?
That's right. I'm going to hold you to that, Craig.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, if you need help promoting it, let me know.
Okay.
Put a out there. I need a crew. Who wants to work the naked photo shoot for Craig?
Oh, that'd be great.
Well, if I just tell my husband it's all in the name of charity, we'll see what happens. I'll wear a blindfold. Anyways, we'll get it here, and it's funny because we just got word that we're actually our episodes are actually going to be on Pod TV as well. So who knows where this might go? You
never know.
You never know. I'm also working with Shia Vaughn to see if we can get on her network too. So who knows? One never knows. Wherever God wants us to go is where we'll go. Naked photo shoot and all. Anyways. Oh, that's hilarious. I didn't expect that, but now I'm kind of speechless, which is a thing that happened to us.
Stop blushing.
You and Chevrolet, the sponsor, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, why? Well, there you go. Chevrolet asked you to okay, never mind.
Chevrolet did not ask him to.
No, they have not. No, and I'm sure once they get word of it, I'm sure they have meetings about it. How do we handle this?
So.
The president of Chevrolet will be giving you a call.
Right.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So, what other, other besides just being with each other and having fun, which is what life is all about or supposed to be about, anyways? What are some of the things that the Amazing Race taught you guys?
Taught us to really focus on what you're doing at that time. Like to really be focused on what that job is, the whatever is at that moment, and not think too far ahead in the future. Like really focus on what you're doing.
Find your amazing pace is key. We all hear footsteps behind us and we don't know how close they are in life in general. And on the race with that, it was a constant reminder to focus on what we're doing and to not let those distractions get to us. Catherine and I have maturity, or I should say we have years on our side.
I was going to say.
Yeah, there's a lot about us that's still immature, which keeps us young, I think. But we do have a lot of years. And I think in the years of active living, we really gained a lot of surprising skill sets that even shocked us. And shocked, I think, other teams and the producers because we did well on the challenges.
We just got lost everywhere.
We just got lost and had a good time doing it. We had to go at our pace. And that was a really good lesson that has helped me post-race, that I can't accomplish everything in a day and that every single challenge has a solution.
Yeah, you're right. That's very true. Every challenge has a solution. Just might take a little bit more time.
Right.
Yeah.
And I saw where you got lost getting to the plane that was supposed to be dropping you guys, or the helicopter. And I was like, and they still won it.
Yeah.
So
second chances. third chances, fourth chances. Our taxi guy, who we really have a lot of confidence in, and we're very grateful for him because what we did differently that editors weren't able to show because their job is very tough, but other teams just at the airport jumped in any cab, and we didn't. We talked and interviewed, if you will, auditioned a couple of cabbies, and you know, our questions were really important. Like, do you have the whole day to be with us? Are you familiar with The Amazing Race? Are you familiar with Vancouver and the surrounding areas? We didn't know where we're going to go, and and basically the third cab, because we sent two away, said, I love The Amazing Race. Get in. And we're like, this is our cabbie. And he was really skilled, but it was a good learning lesson, that first challenge. And I'm glad it happened at the beginning. He didn't put it in the GPS, and he got us lost. And he saw how disappointing and how that could affect us. So he planned and put everything from that point forward in the GPS. So he still was the right choice. But you could see me at one point, they did show me rolling my eyes like, oh God, okay, can he get us there? But we did put faith into him, and it paid off because he passed Fernella heading to the library. He made up a lot of time.
And also when we came out of the opera challenge, he was cheering for us because we came out first. It was really cool.
Yeah. Like, so did you tip him well?
Oh, we gave him all the money we had. A lot of money.
Yeah, we certainly did. And we had a good relationship with him. And that's what I think a learning lesson too from Kath and I on the race is, which challenged Canadians, because they looked at alliances and friendships and all of that as cheating. And the truth is that we all get by with help from people, and we should. And
have a little help from your friends.
Yeah, and I think that a good thing to communicate that we haven't yet in any interview is, if the race was long enough, we would have had alliances with every single one of those wonderful teams, even the ones that my husband has judged on social media post-race, because they are good people ultimately, and they have skill sets, and that's how we got ahead, was our friendships and our alliances.
Right. And they were so, actually, from what I saw, the last show, everybody was extremely happy that you guys were the ones that won, that were like the past, that were out of the race contestants.
Yeah. So, I mean, they all said, you know, if we had to lose, we would have wanted you to win, you know? So it was a nice feeling when we won. I just, you know, I wish we all four could win, but you can't. So
exactly. Well, there's only one true winner.
But Catherine's story certainly inspired people too, and it affected how they raced, and it brought a lot of joy and happiness to people's race experience. So I think that, everyone said that, and this is collectively, I think there was only one team that said, when they asked, you know, who do you think is going to win and who do you want to win? And everyone pretty much said, well, we want Kath and Craig to win. But the only team that thought we were going to win was Court and Allie.
Yeah.
Everyone else is like,
they're like, no, they're not going to win. But we want
they won't win.
They're not going to win.
We did.
Well, and good for you for making sure that you did win, but most importantly, that you had fun doing it. And you're right. You know, I think everybody loves to hear when somebody who truly deserves it wins. I mean, not that they probably all truly didn't deserve it, but you guys, your story is amazing. And, you know, just it's such a powerful combination when you get a story like yours, and you know, the friendships that you guys do have. So congratulations.
Well, the other teams reminded us too. They're like, we're the only team in the finale that didn't have an express pass, which is, you know, a free opportunity to get out of a difficult challenge. We were the only team that had to go through the COVID challenge, which I certainly, both Kath and I, don't want any racers, even in the future, to have to go through.
I would rather paraglide than,
Yeah, we would have rather partaken in the 2 episodes, legs, that we weren't able to because of recovering from COVID. And we were the only team that wasn't siblings. The other 3 teams were were siblings. And that, I think, motivated a lot of people, even our fellow racers, to reconnect with their chosen family. Pandemic has isolated all of us more times than not to our family only, when we had to make really tough decisions to isolate. And this is an opportunity and hopefully a motivating factor for people to reconnect with their friends and do things like, not jump out of helicopters. I'm not going to recommend everyone do that, but certainly go travel.
Either, but
yeah, Canadians, go travel to, especially the places that you saw us visit. We can give them a stamp of approval.
Yeah.
Stamp. Did you hear me?
Make
that reference?
Got it.
That's what saved us in that real challenge, was that stamp, recognizing that it was a stamp challenge.
Well, we're old enough to remember licking a stamp, so that's where our maturity comes.
Yes, everybody was hung up on that. I remember that. Yes,
I can still taste licking of stamps like that. That's
actually like
we are.
Blue.
Oh wow, I just love all of that. But you guys were smart when you said you actually interviewed your cabbie. Like,
oh yeah,
you know, that is huge. So if anything that I've gotten out of all of this is definitely it takes a team to win it. Interviewing the correct people, putting trust, faith, and confidence, and showing your passion, like living passionate each day, is basically, wow, that's powerful. That's huge.
And enjoy the obstacles and be okay with whatever outcome it's going to be. Like, that was so crazy to get COVID. And really, honestly, Kath and I thought we were done and that we had to be okay with that. I mean, Catherine took a little longer time to accept that because, and I can't imagine what it was like for her with wanting, of course, her story to be told more. Because what the viewer doesn't realize is even the other teams, it's not like right from the beginning they were told Catherine's story. And in fact, on the mat of leg 6, at the pit stop, Cassie and Jameek were just so confused, another team, that the 2 other COVID teams in a specific challenge where there was only 2 opportunities, not 3, to get back on the race, that they right beforehand said that they want to give Catherine and I the opportunity for continuing in the race, and they would forfeit their place. And Cassie and Jameek were like, why? And then we stepped away from the mat and I said, Catherine has terminal brain cancer and she's on borrowed time. Throughout the race is when we found moments that were appropriate per Catherine's comfort levels to share.
Wow. Well, I'm fine sharing with everybody, so.
Yeah, but appropriate.
I want everybody to know, because I want people to know that I have a short term here and I want to raise as much money as I can and do the things that I'm passionate about.
Right.
And same with you, Craig.
Yeah, and grateful for those other teams too, because when I said at the end, this is a win for all of them, it is. They contributed, all of them. Mm-hmm. Beverly and Veronica, as much as social media came down hard on them, they have a soft spot in our hearts, for both of them. Beverly picked up the pieces. People saw me as a supporter for Catherine's situation break down, which is okay. I mean, I've had to learn that that's okay too, for us to have our moments. And Beverly was there off camera to pick up the pieces for me. And Veronica too. There was many forgiving moments where Kath and I had a unique race, and to have their support, it's going to come back. This friendships that we've developed are far bigger prize than the $250,000 and the car. There's more to come, especially with this ensemble of a cast. We're excited for next steps.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait to find out more about that.
Mm-hmm.
If you need help getting the word out, let us know. We'll be more than happy to have you come back and share what's next.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we are going to step it up here and get into the next segment of the show. I know this is the fun part, and I hope you're all ready, but I'm going to bring on Kimberly and Nolan. And I'm going to turn it over to Kimberly for the fundamentals.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Catherine and Craig, amazing. Like what we like to say on this show, amazing, right?
Amazing.
Love that.
Amazing. And where we're at right now is in Winter Haven, Florida at Champion Church with the leader of Champion Church, Nolan. Nolan, what would you like to share? He is our sponsor tonight. He sponsored this show. And so, Nolan, what would you like to share about Champion Church or Illumination or any of the amazing projects you're up to?
Wow. Well, first of all, I have to say, Catherine and Craig, you guys are such an amazing story. I enjoy just sitting here and hearing your story, your background, and what a fabulous journey you've been on and will continue to go on. And I just wish you both the best success in what you're doing and the people that you'll impact. One of the things that we are in is the impact business of people and in our life, and so I carry a little bit of that. We just have the same vibe of touching different lives together, but we are just we're excited about what's going on despite what just hit Florida. We have there's a lot going on in the great state of Florida, and we're working right now as Kimberly just mentioned on Illumination Theater, which I have a music and background and production background and a producer, and so part of what we do, part of what we're working on is a dream of Illumination Theater, which is a high definition projection, high definition sound meets high definition message, and so which is 3D mapping holograms. Like I said, incorporating modern dance, incorporating ballet, incorporating the aspects of acting, singing, and then interacting of that with a screen projection and high definition artistry that's pre-planned, that has interaction with those dancers, interaction with those, to bring a positive message to everyone who sees it. So they're getting encapsulated into an evening that they walk out changed and different. And so
that sounds pretty cool.
So and you can see that at Illumination. So we call it Illumination. So ELLUMINATION theater.com. And that's the website. So YEL, it's EL is God in Hebrew. So basically it's God Illumination Theater. But what it does is it's just going to be a positive, amazing experience that people can just come enjoy an evening at a high professional level, high tech level. And like I said, it's going to be 180 feet of screen by 20 feet tall. And so people will be in an immersive, right? And you can see a video I produced there on the front page of the Illumination Theater, and you'll see a video I produced a couple years ago. And we're in the workings of putting that together. It'll seat about 2,000 people, and then, like I said, 180 feet of screen by 20 feet tall, and it'll have this real engaging experience. So this is one of the projects we're working on that. But then coupled with that, we have Destiny Place, which is an after-school program in the arts to engage young people young people in their hearts, so they discover who they are, they discover who is and who the God is in them, and then we give them avenues to then express that artistry into their own flair. So then they work for individual accomplishments, and then we give them group accomplishments that touch the city together with the message that they bring out of what the change in their own life. So we call that Destiny Place, and we're working on that as well. So it's kind of a dual thing. So the Destiny Place will be something that we will constantly be then working on, the feeding the theater with these young people that are rising up. We give them goals to achieve, and then they'll be able to rise up and then it actually helps change our city too, and the whole in our region to where people are being impacted not only by in their heart, but also you're impacting the culture of your city with the arts. So that's part of
That's amazing. That's
part of what we're working.
it's very, very awesome. And that's like perfect for us
Cool.
being on this show right now. It's like, it feels like we manifested it, right, Craig? It's like really cool that we're doing this right now. I don't know. It just feels really
Yeah.
Welcome to our
Well,
show.
I was blown away when I heard.
This is what happens.
Yeah. Well, I was
Every
blown away
show.
when you guys were talking about your background, and when you guys were talking about your background in Broadway, and we have one of our team has been on Broadway, and she's a very high creative and singer dancer, and but she's helping young adults like 20s to 30s that have had backgrounds and not the privilege of having a home where they're really just poured into, really coming from broken backgrounds to get on their feet and then also discover their incredible giftings that they have,
Yeah.
and then to get them engaged in the arts and to watch them come alive. It's awesome. It's really awesome.
That's what arts do. It helps you feel like yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah. And
for
faith
sure.
too. To share a little information, like I sang at Riverside United Church last week, and I shared some stories of how faith really helped Catherine and I on the race. And we plan on doing that and guest speaking at venues where like we're going back to Riverside United Church to talk about how faith played a big part, obviously, in our race and our life.
Mhm.
It's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a little bit of what we're working on. Um, I'm not sure what else you want me to share on that.
Well, it's perfect.
Kimberly,
That
but
was perfect. Perfect right there.
I'm cool.
Yeah. And we'll make sure, you know, that the sites and all of that are disseminated out right into the radio waves and all of those things. So with that, Nolan, would you like to share your 3 fundamentals? And Catherine and Craig, get ready because you're next.
Okay.
if we have to keep it to 3, but I'll do it 3. Yeah. So
Yes, you do.
I
That's
think
the game.
okay, 3. Okay, I won't go more than 3.
She's never been
You
this
better not
far,
take mine.
So
I'm going
if you're going to reach yours, that's and in that it's pouring into the next generation.
Nolan, you're breaking
It's really
up,
kind of
so you're
eyes
gonna
off
have to
yourself and eyes onto others.
do it again.
Can you hear me?
Because you broke up. You broke up.
Okay. Am I good now? Good now? Okay.
Yes.
So my first one is this: if you help enough people reach their destiny, you're going to reach yours. And then part of that is just really pouring into others. And there's a lot of joy in that. And one of my greatest joys is seeing the next generation rise up into and you pour into them and you watch what God does in their life. It's one of my greatest joys to see them succeed. And so the second one is work hard, play hard. If you don't set time aside for yourself, no one else will. And so really spend time in playing hard, because all of us endeavor to work hard. Then the last one is be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. The the joy of being you, right? The joy of being you. You need to really be comfortable in your shoes, and then allow God to help you to be all that you can be as you, because you don't want to be a copy when God made you. So
Mhm. Mhm.
I love you.
Love you too.
All right, All right, Catherine, you're up.
So mine are live your life. That's super important to me, especially right now. And I want to share that with everybody. Don't let anything stop you is my second one. Don't let a disease stop you. Don't let like a sprained ankle stop you. You know, like there are things that you can do even with the terminal illness that will seem impossible, but you can still do them. And always be grateful is my third. I'm especially today, you know, I didn't even know that this was going to happen on Thanksgiving, but always be grateful for everything that happens in your life. You never know. You know, I was reading a story today, like somebody said that they were grateful that a horse was given to them, and then the next day the son rode the horse and fell off and broke his ankle, and then the next day everybody was assigned to different to the army, and because he had broken ankle he wasn't. So like then they were like, I love this horse, I hate this horse, I love this horse. You never know where that's going to go, so you just have to be grateful for everything that happens in your life.
Fantastic. Okay, Craig, are you going to be the cherry on my sundae?
No, how do I follow these two?
Listen to their fundamentals
Okay.
and deliver.
Okay, let's deliver. Let's race your own race. I think that's really important. And with your own race, pace your own race. And do that with obviously keeping in check, forgiving yourself and embracing your flaws. Because all too often on our amazing race, our flaws became our strengths.
Yes.
And we surrendered to that. So that would be mine, especially pace your own race.
Okay, that was a perfect cherry to the perfect Sunday on the perfect Thanksgiving day.
Excellent.
There we
So,
go. A
love you
strong
all.
message.
Yes.
I don't have that.
Beautiful. I love it.
I don't even have that muscle.
All right, everybody. Come on.
Okay.
You got this. Nolan, where's your... There we go.
There we
Woo! Power of the team. There it is.
That's a screenshot.
Right?
I know. I was
Let's do
trying
it.
to get it ready. Hold
Okay,
on.
let's do it.
Hold on. I was trying to get it.
Screenshot. Let's go. Dorothy, where's your arm? Get it up
Well,
there.
you gotta give me a second, guys. I wasn't set up.
Hold the pose. Everyone hold the pose. All right.
Oh my gosh. Normally I'm prepared, but I'm not today.
Oh, that's hilarious.
All right, ready? One.
Oh, Ben. Okay.
Oh, now we're doing
Now
Third
we're
time's the
ready.
charm. Here we go.
Oh my God, that was good.
Bam.
Bam.
All
Thank
right.
you all. Love you. Dorothy, back to you.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, like how do we wrap this up? This was so amazing. I can't believe it. And I know we said amazing throughout the entire thing. And you know, it was a play on words
Yes.
for the beginning.
But it was.
And I'm truly, well, so on this Thanksgiving Day, I'm truly thankful for all of you for showing up here. I know it's not Thanksgiving for two of you, but that's okay. We were thankful that you're here and that Catherine and Craig joined us here and threw down some amazing content and tips. Like, I can't believe it. Like, if you didn't walk away from this show either in tears or with something, then
peeing at laughter.
peeing at laughter.
That's the best way. I mean, that's all I want.
Okay, so have you ever?
What about doing a fundraiser with? I haven't thought about raising funds that way that Craig was talking about, but maybe no. I'm just kidding. Won't do.
Well, I will.
Yeah, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
I have that song running through my head. Whatever it takes from Image Dragon or whatever it is.
Right.
Imagine Dragons. Yeah.
Imagine Dragons.
Imagine Dragons. Oh my God. I can't believe we just said that here, but you never know. We could.
You know, God has the greatest sense of humor of all.
Right?
But he's the one who gave it to us.
So maybe we should do a fundraiser with ballet and Champions Church and everything in between. Maybe we should do that. Stay tuned, folks. We'll see if this really happens. We'll talk behind the scenes about that. But Catherine and Craig, do you have any last words before we wrap this up?
No, just be kind to your. Wait, what is that?
Illumination Theater.
Oh yes,
It's everything. Oh,
It's beautiful.
yeah. I actually
I love it.
Code too.
I would love it if we could.
I have it too.
Yeah, let's get you guys to the
Awesome.
church as
Awesome.
one of your places to share about how faith had you through the race, and we can promote illumination. That would be lovely. I will fly in for that, Nolan.
All right. Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, and just be kind to your friends, have compassion for them, and reach out to them too. Reach out to your friends that you haven't maybe talked to for a long time. They'll be there, I promise.
Absolutely. All right, guys. With that, be unstoppable in all you do, and see you next week, same time, same channel. Bye for now.